afternoon, everyone. My name is Caitlin Larson. I am one of two choir directors at Stillwater Area High School. My colleague is Angela Mitchell, and she directs the 9th grade tenor bass ensemble that you see behind me. Unfortunately, she could not be here today, but as we have learned, this is a time of being cheerful and flexible. So I have the privilege of conducting these fine young tenors and basses today. We have 3 pieces for you today. The first is called Kyrie by Dan Davison. The second is called Ah, Poor Bird, and it is a canon. So what you will hear are the tenors and basses singing a theme, first on solfege. Solfege is a system that we use in our teaching to help students understand the relationship between pitches. So as we are teaching solfege in class, we use hand signs to indicate where pitches are in relationship to each other. You may be familiar with solfege from movies like The Sound of Music, where you hear do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and do. So at the beginning of this piece, you'll hear us singing just on solfege, and then we will transition to words. And the tenors and basses will sing in canon, as I mentioned at the beginning, which just simply means the tenors will sing something first and the basses will echo it. And it goes together really nicely. Our third piece for you today will be called is called Silent Snowfall by Laura Farnell. And Miss Mitchell wishes just to say to all of you who are watching from home how much she has enjoyed working with these tenors and basses in the past 9 weeks. It has certainly been quite the experience, having only about six tenors and basses in classes at once. They have just learned so much. Rhythm, pitch, vocal technique, how to become more independent musicians, and they have just handled this so well. So we are really proud of them and happy to share this music with you. Our next ensemble will be Varsity Choir, which she and I both direct together. So without further ado, the 9th grade tenors and basses of Stillwater Area High School, accompanied by Steve Swanson.
Kyrie
varsity men, a few select varsity men up from our 10th grade non-auditioned ensemble to come join our tenors and basses on Ah Poor Bird and Silent Snowfall.
See
as we transition into distance learning for quarter 2, our choirs will still be learning music at home with the hopes that we are able to come together again and sing together this spring. Thank you. Our next choir today is varsity choir, varsity treble and varsity tenor bass, you see. These singers meet every day during 5th hour, and since we've had smaller numbers in the classroom this year, we've all been meeting together. Some students have been online and are here today. Some students have been in hybrid, and we see them, like everyone else, just 2 times a week. Miss Mitchell, unfortunately, is not here today, but we are flexible, and she is sad to miss the event, but is so proud of how hard all of these singers have worked. We have 2 pieces for you today. The first is called Tell Me Where is Fancy Bread, and the word bread is spelled B-R-E-D, meaning tell me where does fancy come from? Tell me where does love come from? It is a Shakespearean text. And this romantic and charming text contains bitter and ironic subtext. The word fancy means love, but with the connotation of a superficial attraction or infatuation. The song poses the question, where does love come from? Is it emotional in the heart, or is it intellectual in the head? And the song answers the question, saying that it indeed begins in the eyes, not in the heart or head. Our second piece for you is called Come to Me, O My Love.
Where
have 3 pieces for you today. The first is Storm Comin', the second is Sing Me to Heaven, and the third is Crowded Table, featuring Donna Ortiz as our soloist.
When that storm comes, don't run for cover. When that storm comes, don't run for cover. When that storm comes, don't run for cover. Don't run from the coming storm, 'cause there ain't no use in running when that rain falls. Let it wash away when that rain falls. Let it wash away when that rain falls. Let it wash away. Let it wash away that falling rain, the tears and the trouble. When those lights flash, you hear that thunder roar. When those lights flash, you hear that thunder roar. Lights flash, you hear that thunder roar. Will you listen to that thunder roar and let your spirit soar when that love falls? Will you open up your door when that love falls? Will you open up your door when that love falls? Will you open up your door? You gotta stand on up and let it in. You gotta let love through your door when that storm comes. Storm coming, yeah. Don't run for cover when that storm comes. Don't run for cover when that storm comes. Storm coming, yeah. Don't run for cover, no. Don't run from the coming storm, 'cause you can't keep a storm from coming. You can't keep a storm from coming. No, you can't keep a storm from coming. You can't keep a storm from coming. No, you can't keep a storm from coming. 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 Coming, 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 coming. In my heart, sequestered chambers lie truth stripped of poet's gloss. Words alone are vain and vacant, and my heart is mute. In response to aching silence, memory summons echoed voices, and my soul finds primal eloquence have to sow the seed. Plant a little happiness. Let the roots run deep. If it's love that we give, and it's love that we reap. If we want a garden, we're gonna have to sow the seeds. Yeah, I want a house with a crowded table and a place by the fire for everyone. Let us take on the world while we're young and able, and bring us back together when the day's done. The door is always open, your picture's on my wall. Everyone's a little broken, and everyone belongs. Yeah, everyone belongs. I want a house with a crowded table and a place by the fire for everyone. Let us take on the world while we're young and able, and bring us back together when the day's done. And bring us back together when the day is done. And bring us back together when the day is done. When the day is done.
Our last ensemble in this performance is the Stillwater Concert Choir, made up of 75 singers, typically under the direction of Angela Mitchell, who could not be here today. They have two pieces for you, O Radiant Dawn by James McMillan and Even When He Is Silent by Kim Andre Arneson.
O radiant dawn, O radiant dawn, O radiant dawn, splendor of eternal light, sun of justice, sun
We are just, I want to just take a moment here and say how absolutely just amazed and proud we are of all of the students in our choral program this year, always, but especially in these past 9 weeks when we have had to adjust and adapt and sing with masks 6 feet apart and see each other only 2 times a week. And some students we haven't seen all quarter, but they are here singing with us today. These students have handled it with maturity and with poise, and their dedication and work ethic it is truly unbelievable. We are so grateful for the opportunity. I know I speak on behalf of Angela Mitchell and myself when I say we are so grateful for the opportunity to be making music with kids in any capacity. This work simply cannot be replicated online 100%. And our ability to just come together and adjust to the circumstances of our world, it has been truly a gift this quarter. So we thank you for tuning in. We wish that all of your families stay healthy and stay safe, and we hope to see every student back in our building, hopefully before the end of the 2020-2021 school year. Thank you and be well.
Once a little broken.